Hi, and thanks so much for joining me. Today we are doing this look using this new Tom Ford product. If you'd like to see that, please keep watching. I noticed this came up on the Saks Fifth Avenue website. It wasn't widely available, so finding a color match was really hard. I picked up 7.0 Tawny, and we'll talk a little bit more about the color as we go along. The swatches were not amazing, so it was kind of like I just made my best guess. I also picked up a couple of more items. This is the Wild Ginger color. I also did pick up a lip gloss. This is an Impulse, and I love Ravish already, so I wanted to try that with this. I thought I'd just share the application with you, so let's go ahead and get started. Okay, I thought we tried something new again with lighting. So this time, I just have box lights back here lighting up the background, and this is actually natural light, yes, but I pulled the curtain, so let me know if you like it, because I know sometimes the light will hit right here and then you can't see anything. So I feel like that whole vlog that I did where I used just natural light coming in from the side of the bathroom, actually you could see really well. So I'm kind of just applying that to this right here. So we'll try it. Let me know what you think. So we're gonna go in with the Tom Ford. Again, I picked mine up in 7.0 Tawny. And I'm going to show you a side-by-side now of what this looks like versus 7.0 in the Traceless Foundation Stick, because I had a really hard time finding the shade online, like not finding it, trying to figure out if it was the right one or not. I think it was the Saks Fifth Avenue site was the only one with it, and there were no good swatches. So it was really kind of tricky. So I just went with 7 because that is the one that I used in this one. So I'm gonna show you half. I'm gonna remember this time, I'll show you half of what it looks like. As you can see, it's a bit darker than my skin tone. I feel like I could have gone lighter, but I didn't know. There are some other people who I will list their videos below. I think Mandy Davis has hers in maybe 5.5. Abby Bliss has hers in a shade lighter than that. So if you want to get some good reference points, I think I saw Michelle Wong had it. I'm not quite sure what shade she picked up, but you might want to check out their channels just to see how it looks on different skin tones, because it's really hard to tell. Now, this would work really well if I was a little bit more tan. So you can see the difference here. So we've got like this more tan side. It works for my forehead though, I think, and my chin area, but right here, it's just much deeper than this over here. But it kind of evens out the skin tone that way, so that way you see less of a difference between like my darker spots and then my lighter areas on my face. So there it is, no tinted moisturizer and then moisturizer. So I think there's pretty marked difference. Yeah, I think I could have gone lighter. Oh well. Well, we'll just keep this for the summer. But I love the texture, so I think really this is dependent, and I'm going in pretty heavy here. That's how much I've got here on the other side of my face. I think it's probably dependent on your skin type. Now I have combo skin, so oily in the T-zone area, dry on the exterior, mostly dry because of the products I apply for skincare. So for my skin type, it's perfect. Actually, I don't know if you remember, there was a video I did maybe a couple years ago. It said found amazing skin tint. This reminds me a lot of that Philosophy product. So maybe I'll swatch that side by side for you too. It's kind of like a gel type texture to it, and it melds really well with the skin. So I don't experience anything like it catching on any place. Actually, the area of my pores looks really, really good. It's really flat to the skin and is not sitting on it at all. Some skin tints I've noticed, you can kind of see the particles of pigment distributed on the skin, but this one doesn't have that, and it works really nicely just to work it in with your hands like this. So I really like this product. I've been wearing it since it was either Friday or Saturday, Sunday, so like 4 days or so I've been wearing this every day and just monitoring it to see what it looks like, and it has a very nice finish to it. Really nice finish. Okay, that's too dark, isn't it? That looks like, compared to my neck, I should have gone lighter, but at least you can see. I think this is a really great summer color, but I would love to see a lighter shade, one shade lighter maybe. But I love the texture of this. It's really nice. really, really nice. It does have like a sunscreeny, very faint sunscreen scent to it, but it doesn't bother me. It looks like chemical and physical sunscreen as well. It is only 15 SPF, which to me is like nothing. So I at least want 30. I do wear it on top of my SPF though, and not just alone. But I thought I'd show you alone just so you could see it on skin. But I look nice and tan. So I'm actually gonna do like a tan, like a more bronzy kind of look, just because I am tan, like look really tan right now. I wanted to show you this in action as well. Really quick, oh, maybe we should do that now. So I wanted to show you, I've been putting this directly onto my skin because it kind of color corrects. So I'll show you one side. So sometimes whatever I put on here can bring out texture just because I have this texture here and I have discoloration. So this has been nice as like a blush slash color corrector. So let's see. So sometimes I'll just put it on first like that. So you can see that it just kind of melds this area. That's a lot of blush, but you can kind of see that it just takes this down a little bit. So it's not as distinct as say this side. So this is what I've been doing kind of every day at home. So I'm gonna do that to the other side and you can see this color too. You can see that even though it's a light color, even on more tan skin like I have now, because of the skin tint. So also what I forgot to mention I like about this Tom Ford product is it's in a tube. So the Philosophy one that I really liked was in a jar, which I didn't understand because it was a mess because the lid would roll off and get everything all stained. But this one is nice in terms of its packaging. I really like it. Very sleek and I love the gold and the white together. Just pretty. Okay, let's go in with some concealer now. Very nice. I think I put too much on, but we're gonna work that in, so don't worry. We're gonna take Almond Clé de Peau, and if you didn't see my little concealer trick, not mine, but I've just been doing this where I do half, so I get a little bit lighter towards the inside. Okay, and then a little bit deeper as you go out from the eye, and I do just go straight on to my skin. Now what's nice about this blush is now that I've kind of like taken it down a bit because I've gone over it with concealer, is I can go over it again, over the concealer, and I've also been going over powder with this and it doesn't disturb it, which is really nice. I'm going to take the Charlotte Tilbury #2 under the eyes. I'm taking Chantecaille here. Now I have enough like oil on my face that even though I powder, it's gonna start working with the powder a little bit and go back to that kind of like, I don't call it shiny, but it's a very glowy kind of finish. So you'll see it here in a little bit. Next, let's go in with brows, because once those are on, everything looks better. Wonder Brow. Then we've got the Pump and Brow 002 by Duo. I want to show you can put this really nicely over powder. So I'm just gonna stamp it on. And it kind of does like a little bit more color correcting. And it doesn't remove the powder, which I think is kind of interesting because I haven't had a project like this before that doesn't lift the powder off. So again, it's SPF 50, which is amazing because now if I go outside for a little bit, I'll just swipe this on, especially these dark areas right here, as an extra layer of sun protection without disturbing everything. So I do put a little bit of makeup on every day, and I will do that every day at home makeup that I talked about. So let's go ahead with the eyes. I'm going to use the Suspicion palette again, which I love. I'm going to use 2 of the shades. So it's gonna be a little bit different though than what I did before. So I'm going to take this shade right here, and I've got my flat Ray Morris number 11 brush, and I'm going to just swipe it on. So you can see the color there. It's just really beautiful, kind of a neutral color. I tried it with a deeper one, it's just too cool tone though. So this is like a bronzy color. Really simple, very easy to use palette. And then I'm going to use this. Last time I think I used water with it, but this is no water, so you can see what it looks like. Just layering them on top of each other. That's what's so nice, is you can just build. I'm going to go in with an eyeliner. I'm going to go in with my Chanel and Espresso. And I'm really liking the shape of this and the fact that it's narrow, because I can do a very slight kind of muted wing here just to get a little lift at the end. And I think the thinner the point on this, the easier it is to do that. Plus I don't have to sharpen it. I do not enjoy sharpening pencils. So we're gonna tightline with this, even though my mascara is black. Mascara. Okay, so just a simple little eyeliner. So my eyes are round, so that's why you see so much of a triangle here, because otherwise they would just look more round if I went all the way down. Tell me more if you want to see what I'm talking about in more detail later, but I'm talking about this triangle right here. If you notice how thick it is because of the shape of my eye. So I want it to follow this trajectory from the bottom going up. And I like that it's like a muted color because then you can't really see if I messed up. Then we're going with the Dior primer. Then I'm going to go in with my favorite new mascara. It's waterproof though. That's what I don't love about it. It's the Givenchy Great Mascara to catch all of the lashes. I wish they had this in brown. That would be nice. But this just gives the best effect for lashes. Not the most practical, I'm gonna say, but if you're willing to put the time in, I don't think I've gotten the results that I get from this in terms of catching every single. Now that I've done that, I'm actually going to go in with the By Terry and build up a little bit of volume. So I'm using it in the twisted position. I'm gonna go in with the eyeliner because I was looking for a green eyeliner and I don't have one, but I do have this. And I looked to see if it's still available and I didn't see that it was. If I can find it, I will get it for you. But I really thought green would look beautiful with this. Just because when I add the lip, you'll see. This is the Caviar Stick Eye Color in Peacock Laura Mercier. And I'm going to list some things that I think look similar to it. Like I found a good color by Marc Jacobs that looked very similar, and I know I like their highliners. So I'll at least put that in the description box below. But it's a light, like greenish color, like a mermaid color that I think looks really pretty with this combination. You can do something like brown if you want to, but I just wanted to try something a little bit different. I am going to go in the corner though with that brown espresso again, and we're going to do just darken the outer V. Okay, I wasn't sure if I was going to like that or not. So let me go in with this one. This is Marine Chanel. I would like to eventually collect all of these so I can tell you about each shade in more detail, but it sure is fun to have so many different options, just in case I want to change it up a little bit. So I've been enjoying having different colored eyeliners. Yeah, well, I think we'll go with that. But I think an emerald color would look really beautiful. Okay, I think that tempered it a little bit. Let's go in with this, just on the bottom. We're gonna take this color right here on my Ray Morris. And one of you I know bought this brush because you kept seeing me use it, and I love it. It's number 9. It's a little bit more flexible than some of the others that I've seen out there, and it's a little bit more precise. It's like tapered but longer. Let's also take a little bit of this coppery color. I'm gonna take that right underneath. Okay, let's go in with some mascara right now. This is especially good for bottom lashes. I love the Clinique bottom lash one, but it's just another product to have around, and this does a really nice job as that one, because you can go this way instead of this way because of the shape of the applicator. I think I want to go in the corners just a little bit with the deeper shade right here, just to deepen the exterior here, give it a little bit more depth. Let's take a little bit more of the Marine and we'll take it a little bit further down here, just because I think we need a little bit of definition. A little bit of bronzer. I'm gonna go in with the Grwm Terracotta Matte, this contour. let's go ahead with lipstick. We're going to take this shade, Tom Ford Wild Ginger Metallic. And I wanted to try this shade and get the smaller one, but look how small, it's so small. Like compared to the lip gloss. But it's okay because I actually don't go through my lipsticks because I have so many. So actually this is probably the best size for me. And I noticed that on like Nordstrom, they had some nice little sets of them, which had I seen that first, I would have picked it up. But I thought this might be nice for the summer. So there is a bit of shimmer in here, which I don't know if I knew that when I picked it up, but they are visible in terms of the particles. So that you can see goes really well with like a greenish color. And then I picked up this nice, I love these, the Tom Ford, and this one's an Impulse, the Gloss Loops. So I have also here Ravish, just so you could see the difference. So this is Ravish. They look very similar. Look, I'm almost done. Okay, let me turn it this way. So Ravish and Impulse. So we're gonna go with Impulse, and I'm just going to, I'm not putting it directly on my lips because I don't want to change this color. So I just put it on the back of my hand like this, and I'm going to just tap it on. Okay, and then let's go ahead with the, surprise, this Chanel, the Golden Light, the Balm. Yeah, I love it, still love it. Just the tops of the cheekbone. For me, I love this product, and I think it has a lot to do with my skin type. Again, combo, dry on the exterior, oily on the interior. I don't know how this is going to fare in the summer because right now it has a really beautiful skin-like quality. I think you can see it. I think you can see that it doesn't bring out texture. I'm gonna turn just to see if we can get any light on these areas here that have pores. They are not emphasized at all, which I really appreciate because this is a struggle for me right here in the front. It plays well with my concealer as well. I think that's probably my favorite thing about this is the texture and the feel. Very skin-like, very dewy. So I didn't know what glow meant, if that meant it had particles in it that was going to make it kind of shimmery, or if it was going to be a texture type thing, and for me it's more of a texture type glow. So definitely a dewiness. And so I love that because I don't love foundation anyway. So I think this is for someone who doesn't love foundation to begin with, but wants a little bit of a tint. So it is very much a tint. So I think the colors don't line up well with at least the Traceless foundation stick based on my experience. They are not the same shade. I wish I had a chance to try out a few before I picked one. This is also for someone who's going to use this every day because the price point I think is quite high for what it is, but I think you get a lot for it. And if you're going to use this every day, then it kind of works out. Now I wouldn't rely on this for my SPF, it's only 15. So I will wear this with another SPF, and like you saw the blush that I had, which I love, I can just put it on here on those darker areas when I go out as well. So I do love that. I'll get back to that in a second. This color was much brighter than I thought it was going to be, but I do think it's really pretty, but I just have to pair it with the right thing, which is why I think that the green looks really beautiful with it. But yeah, I would just have to be more strategic about how to put the look together, but it's very summery, so I thought it went well with like the more tan skin. And then of course I love this. It's a little bit pinkier than Ravish. I'll swatch them side by side so you can see, but here's Ravish and here's Impulse. So they are both very, very beautiful. Let's just talk about this really quickly. I love this so much because as you can see, I did use it as a bit of a color corrector, put a little bit of concealer, and then I was able to put it on top and even on top of powder. So if I was going to go out to get the mail right now or go out in the backyard, I would swipe this here on those areas, especially because they're darker anyway. And I want a little bit of extra protection, I would add it here and on top of powder, no problem at all. So that is really unique because most of the cream blush products I have will kind of, they're a little bit emollient, so they'll break apart the makeup. And this one doesn't do that, so I really love this. So I hope I was able to give you some information, especially about this, if you were curious. I hope that they come out with better swatches on sites. But like I said, there are a few people that I've seen featuring this, so I will list their videos below if you want to check them out. And I'll try and find out the shade they have so you can see which one before you click on it to know if it's going to work for you or not. So let me know if you like this lighting because I feel like you can see the product better. So this is actually less light. So I don't have a circle light here and I don't even have the window open. I have the drapes closed in front of the window. So that's very different than anything I've tried before, but maybe it works better. So just let me know. So that's it for now. Let me know if you picked this up and what shade you have and if it's a good match for you or not, because as much information as we can get below to help people pick the color, I think will be helpful. Also let us know your skin type, because I know it's probably dependent on your skin type whether it works for you or not. Thanks again for staying in to help people stay healthy and take care of each other, and please stay well. And if you enjoyed this video, if you learned something, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and I will see you next time. Thanks.